Hey howdy, it's me, the new non-manic Mark, coming to you from the bunker system located underneath the Arctic Villa, found somewhere in the jungles of the Midwest. And I brought the other light down, I just couldn't take it anymore. 2 videos with poor lighting. You couldn't even see the backdrop sparkle. The lighting was so bad. Anyway, I just have to say, today I went out, first, well, I thought I'd go into that, but I was going to go do yoga. And I went all the way to the gym, and I realized once again, I had forgotten my mat. They do have mats there, but they're cheap mats, as you can well expect that they would be cheap, because people would probably steal them otherwise if they were expensive mats, and yoga mats can be expensive. The one I bought was $80, that's right. You think, that's crazy, but no, I'm taller, so I need a longer mat. That adds on to the cost. And there's differences in the cheap mats and the expensive mats, which are denser. I forgot my yoga mat once. I tried the cheap mat, and it was horrible. Fortunately, it was a beginner's yoga class. Easy yoga, which is a misnomer. I don't even know what misnomer is, but I just used the word. So even though I was there, I decided I just wasn't going to go in and do yoga. Because it was the mistress of yoga, Maggie. It was her day to instruct a class. She instructed the easy yoga class yesterday, which was hard. So when I said, I'll see you in the morning, hopefully tomorrow, and she brightened up and said, oh, I'm going to step it up. I'm going to do split this and bend over that and do it. Oh, and I thought, great. I would have got through it, but I just couldn't do it with that. I had to have it. So anyway, so today I said, I'll make it my record run day, and I'm go to the store and do my weekly shopping instead of when I normally do it. Okay, so it's a very thin stack of records today, and I don't know what's going to go on. I got to make some money. Why? Got to go make money. Why? Because now for the what's happened in the world of you're trying to buy a truck, the new non-manic Mark. Well, let me tell you. Where did we leave off? With the waiting for them to come get the Jeep. The tow truck finally came, towed the Jeep away. So I think I'm gonna get a check in the mail, but I don't. I get this thing. It's a power of attorney. So this is like, it's just time consuming. I'm spending a lot of time just getting rid of the Jeep. They should have given me more money for it. So as a power of attorney, I had to have it. They didn't tell me I was going to have to get it notarized. I thought I was just going to have to put the title in with it and send it away. But no, I had to drive to the bank to get it notarized. Okay, and while I'm at the bank, they have one teller. Okay, first I got to say, my credit union was in a building where there was my credit union and then a credit union on the other side. So they both got together with the bright idea that they were going to combine credit unions. And apparently everybody said, well, that would be fine, or they didn't say anything, and I figured it wouldn't matter. But it probably wouldn't be a good idea. But I'm just, oh, they all said it's going to be a great idea. So I go in there, and they have one woman working the drive-through window, which they didn't have on my side, and taking care of all the people that walk in. That's a really busy place on the other side. So I had to stand around for a while. She said, oh, well, they said it was only be temporary. She was really not in a good mood. Not to the customers. She was upset because she couldn't take care of people the way she needed to. So it took me about 10 minutes, but I got that thing notarized. So I send that off, and I'm sitting there thinking, the only thing I have left is the license plate. Nobody said anything about the license plate. I'm thinking, I wonder if I need to turn this thing in. I don't know. So I call, there's 2 places in our county. I call one place, and I said, should I turn the plate? And he's like, well, I don't know, but you owe this much in tax. And I thought, well, I'm thinking to myself, well, if the insurance company gets the title and they try to, swap the title out for them, they're going to come up to on this tax thing. I better go take care of it. So this morning I get up to drive to the place I never go to, and every time I try to go there, which I never do, just like I said, except for a couple times, I get lost, and again, I even looked it up on the maps online, and I got lost again. Going over, I drove all over, finally found it, courthouse. So I go in, and I asked one lady, no, down there. I asked another lady, she laughs, and she points. I go all the way to the back. I wait a little bit, I get in. And so that young lady tells me I owe a completely different amount. It wasn't as much. Nonetheless, I had to drive all over to get there, so I've taken care of that. Now I assume that sometime in the near future, the insurance company will be sending me my check, which I sorely need. Why is that? Do you know, Manic Mark? Well, and I got to back up with another story. I don't know what it is, but today, I went to the courthouse, and I went to Half Price Books, and I went to grocery shopping, and I was really cheerful and chatty the whole time. I think maybe I should go see a doctor because I'm never like that. I never have any small talk. But everywhere I went, I didn't even have to force it out. I just came out with the small talk like a normal person probably would. It's been a great day so far. I'm sure something will happen to change that. Alright, you can see I'm peeling stickers off these damn records. I hate the stickers. Anyway, so, why do you need money? Well, I spent another 4 hours researching trucks after going to the Chevy dealer, which just didn't sit real well. I suppose it should have. That's all right. I told you the price they gave me for the truck was fair, but it was really more than I wanted to spend. I had planned to spend, so I got online again and I researched trucks, and I finally looked at Nissan again, and there were some complaints like fuel economy and a couple of things, but it said it had a stout engine and it was kind of a beefy truck, but I don't see any of them on the road. I've noticed one or two, but not many. So I'm thinking, well, just because the fuel economy is not, and they hadn't changed the truck, which doesn't mean it's a bad truck, if they haven't changed much of the design in a few years. So and so I think, well, I think I'm going to go, that sounds like it will fit into the budget, and I go. So I look up the local Nissan dealership, and they have horrible reviews, like too many to dismiss. Even the first one is like, well, we just changed hands. We realized things were kind of screwed up. We're working to fix it. Well, I'm not going to trust that comment by the dealership. So I'm going to drive all the way, 20 miles away to another one. And so I stop at the guy that fixes my car down the street. And I said, well, the Nissan. He goes, well, I don't know. I thought, what? Well, if you had a couple $1,000 more, probably Toyota would be better. You see so many of them, the Tacomas, that parts will be more available. And I go, oh, well, eventually that's probably they hold their value. And I go, oh. So I came back home and I had printed out all the information on all the trucks once again. So I pulled that and that information and I got the dealer was a lot closer. So I drive to the and they have one on the lot which doesn't even, it belongs to them, but it's promised to somebody else. I can't drive it, but I can sit in it. It's the style, the access cab. It's the one I'm looking for, not the crew cab. Nothing, the access cab, space in the back, put tools and stuff in it. And I'm so beat down by now. I know that I'm just going to sign the papers. Just give me the papers. I'm going to sign them. So I have the paper with me, and I can see he's getting ready to think about a price, but then he sees I have the paper from the company website. He's like, oh, geez, I guess I got to match that. I can see that. Those wheels turning. So he takes my paper, and I said, you want it manual? I didn't know they came in manual. And I said, yeah, it says so right on the paper. He goes, well, if Toyota says so, then they must come in a manual. Is that what you want? I'm like, well, my wife doesn't want one. And he goes, well, I'll tell you, my grandfather's, the kid I'm talking to is probably in his 20s. My grandfather's 73, and I said, stop right there, I know where you're going. What old man wants to be pushing in the clutch all day when they're driving? You're like in a traffic jam or something like that. And my wife said the same thing. I'm like, oh. Plus, the shift on the new truck. Well, I don't know if all trucks, but I think most trucks, at least the Chevy guys said this, it's like a car shifter on the little hump in the middle, a little tiny little, not a stick, So then, okay, automatic. So he goes away and he comes back with the finance guy, who just looks like he took off his German army uniform, with piercing blue eyes, and he's like 1,000-yard stare, and he goes, here's this and this and this and this and this is what your price. And I just went, I suppose it wouldn't do me any good to dicker. I used the word dicker. Now, here's where it gets embarrassing. They looked at me and they went, well, you know we don't get these on the lot, and when we do, they're gone the next day. And they can say that, but it seemed like they were none on the lot. Nonetheless, very popular truck. And then I said, well, I got to tell you a story. So I told them the story about the Chevy dealer and the simple one price. And I realized 2 words into the 2 or 3 sentences it took to tell that story that they didn't want to hear any of that at all. I just, like, halfway through, I'm like, how can I get out of this story? It was hard. I just, well, and then, well, here we are with the one price with you, I guess, right? Oh my God. So they looked at me and I thought, oh, how about the warranty? So he launched in and explained all that. So I signed the paper, which was probably $3,000 more than I would end up paying probably at the Nissan dealer for a similar style truck. But it's a Toyota, you know. They've solved the rusty frame problem. Everything should be fine. So I get home and the next day there's a message. Hey, I'm so-and-so from Toyota. Call me. Something to chat. We need to chat. What could they want so soon? Oh, 2 weeks for delivery. So, okay. Anyway. So I call him and he goes, oh, well, I'm sorry to say we had a kind of a screw up here. We made a mistake. And I'm like, oh. He says, well, we put you down. The floor manager guy saw the paper that was given by the salesman and it saw automatic. And just now we're going to order it. We saw that the manual scratched out, automatic was written in, and we put you down for a manual. So do you want the automatic? And I'm like, I guess, yeah. He goes, well, here's the price you're going to have to pay for the automatic, which was another like $1,600 to $1,800. And I didn't say anything. I didn't even know what to say. So I thought I'd wait just to, to a 3 count to see if he would say anything. He said, well, we'd like to apologize again, sir, and we're prepared to give you your deposit back. I thought to myself, that's it? The deposit? That's all you're going to give me back? Well, and that was pretty much the end of it, because I knew what they were going to say is because they can sell it. They don't need a deal. And as a proof they're not being extorted, because everybody says, you should have, screamed and yelled. Well, legally, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. But the proof that I don't think there's any extortion is the delivery date is 6 to 8 weeks. It's like 2 months. 2 months to get a truck. All right. So that means there are not any out there. Now, and to back up, so like to make myself not feel too horrible about this, I spent an hour researching Toyota trucks to try to find a used one. Okay. And just in the whole area, there were maybe 4 online at the time, 4 or 5. A couple of them were a little bit newer, but they all had like 70,000, over 100,000 miles, or they were 3 or 4 years old, and the prices were not. I mean, you just really seriously might as well just kind of head to buy a new one rather than risk buying the used one for how much money the used ones were bringing. So why did you even decide on that one? When now the price is as much as the one I turned down from the Chevy dealership, or the new Ford with the aluminum body. Which reminded me, when I looked through the Chevy dealership paperwork, a promotional manual, they actually have a big headline in the inside that says real trucks are made out of steel. I thought that was really enlightening, and that Ford must really there must be some real pressure. People are like, why not aluminum? Why don't you make your trucks in aluminum? Well, because real men don't like aluminum trucks. They want real steel, which is steel that's not made out of aluminum. Never mind. So anyway, the price is like up there, right? Probably would be a little bit more because of sales tax. So it's not quite as much. Anyway, so to finish off the story, the Toyota truck, it feels good. I like the access. I told you I liked how the doors open, the suicide door. I like the space, and it comes with the bed liner. It's already in there, and it doesn't seem too complicated on the inside. Since I wasn't able to drive it, I wasn't even, able to, oh, but apparently you don't even have a place to put the key. You just sit in it with the key, and it senses your DNA and turns the engine on. It says, good morning, Mark. I hope you're feeling good today. And today I would have said, I feel great. I feel like small talking with you, truck. How are you today? Or something like that. Probably not. You should just stop and go on to the records, because now you're just taking up valuable time. Valuable video time. I also like to say I made so many videos on this camera, which has been a good camera. And YouTube always asks me if it can fix my shaky videos. It sees them as shaky. Well, this camera's always done that. Whenever something moves, see? I like that. I like that. It's almost like I've got a reality TV cameraman holding my video camera and it's not on a tripod. That's the way I feel when I watch it. It's organic. It makes the whole video more organic. New, sealed, into sealed newness. It's the Steels sing favorite gospel. Tear stains in the sand. There they are in the back. Oh, that's not, there you go. That's a little bit better. The lighting's still not perfect. Oh, I hate it when I change things. It'll never be the same. I found a Carlos Montoya album. Oh no, I forgot to take the sticker off. Oh, thank God that Half Price Books went back to using stickers that you could peel off. God, I hate it when they put stickers on these things like that. It's Carlos Montoya from St. Louis to Seville. So there's some interesting things like St. Louis Blues. That makes sense. Rain on the Roof Blues in the Night. There's sort of pop songs. There's some Latin stuff on here too. So it's going to be like a more modern kind of, yeah, there you go. Anyway, because it's a good photograph, a fun photograph, I picked up this one. This will be New Orleans, Dixieland type, the jazz. There were 3 of these records here, but St. Vincent de Paul, sometimes they get like, we want more money, and how are we going to get more money? Well, we're going to draw a big permanent marker, pen mark, like $2 right on the cover. It'll never come off. It looks like hell, and they got to throw them away because people don't pay that kind of money for them, and they get trashed in the bin and they get thrown out. It's a Shearing piano album I don't have. It's a George Shearing cover I don't have on Capitol. That's pretty awesome. It's a pretty awesome cover. It's an actual photograph of George Shearing on the cover, wearing his dark glasses because he was blind. A Touch of Eddie Haywood. I don't think I have this one. RCA from 1958. A Touch of Eddie Haywood includes Summertime, one of my favorite tunes, and My Funny Valentine. 2 of my favorite tunes. It's Barbara Evans singing God Is the Answer. There you go. Barbara Evans from Wellington, Ohio. You wonder what she looks like. Well, I'm going to show you. She's an albino. She looks just like Edgar Winter. Wow. Could be Edgar Winter. Oh my God. I want to do gospel, he said one day. And everybody's like, well, you're going to have to do it with an alias, but how are you going to market yourself? You better dress like a woman. Nobody will know you're Edgar Winter if you market yourself as an albino woman gospel singer. Also local is J.D. Jarvis. I was going to say Travis. That would be wrong. Jarvis. It's Covington, Kentucky, which is even closer to me than the record producers that were located in Cincinnati. The Sagegrass Records in Covington, which I never heard of. Oh, Taylor Mill. They just made up a name. I know where this studio is, but that's not what they call it. They call it something else, so they just basically made up a name. It was called Jordan, unless they changed the name. God, just stop talking about all that stuff. Nobody wants to hear about it. Anyway, what's interesting is there's a local guy, but look what he's got on. Can you see his pants? I'm not doing this to be. Yes, I am. He's got pants that don't fit right, and it's like they're jammed up against his, and it's just all bulgy right there. Oh, JD, man. Anyway, but he made records, and he just did a lot of session work, and he was just all over the place, gospel and country, that sort of thing. So that was fun to find. We already did that one. Oh, we did this one too. Did we do all of them yet? Was that the end of it? Don't tell me. Oh my God, that's the end. It makes me so sad that there were only that many records that were already at the end of this video. Hopefully there'll be something I can share as a sample right after I stop talking and turn this thing off.